welcome to the Saudi Football Fanatics channel. It's been a long time since we were last together, and it's summertime. Today we will talk about the early transfers in the Saudi Pro League and the events of the Euro 2024 from the perspective of the Saudi Pro League players. Hi guys.
Hello. Hi.
Hello.
Well, it's been a long time. We had a busy schedule in our personal life, and not much is happening as the season is over. But that's not true because of the Euros and some early transfers, which, as I already mentioned, we should talk about.
Let's start then.
we still need some time to accommodate and get back to full speed. Apologies to everyone. It's really a little bit of a summer laziness. Let's start with some early transfers and news, I think. And probably the biggest hit already is the Real Madrid raid of the newcomers of the league. So what do you think about it? As a dedicated Real Madrid fan, maybe you should you should have some comments to this, my friend.
Yeah, by Real Madrid raid, I believe you meant Nacho.
Yeah.
As a raid of one person, because the other one we will not really talk about it, but just to mention that Joselu also departed Real Madrid after a very successful 1 year. There were rumors that he will join also the Saudi Pro League. However, now we know that he chose Al-Kharafa and obviously then he will not see him in the Saudi Pro League next season. Nevertheless, good luck to him as well. Maybe we will talk about him in the Asian Champions League. And
a bad decision, I think.
Yeah, a bad decision, and he will know that when he will be heavily defeated by any of the Saudi teams that he will face with his team. Mark my words, as you would tell it. But Mark, sorry.
Yeah, just regarding the topic to continue with that. So regarding Nacho's transfer, it was quite surprising for me. Not the destination itself, the RSL, but the club, Croatia, because I thought that maybe the biggest ones, the PIF clubs, will try to sign a big name from Europe, especially, for example, Nacho. So it was quite surprising, but good to see that these newcomers like Croatia try to strengthen their team, and their goal is to remain in the RSL at the end of the season.
Yes, and Al-Qadsiya can be a dark horse of the next season anyway. We will talk about them, obviously, in a separate episode when we are analyzing the newcomers to the Saudi Pro League, but they seem to be quite a reinforcement in the Saudi Pro League. And obviously, therefore I use the expression dark horse in that terms, because we don't really know what they are capable of at the moment. But I believe they will surprise us. And Nacho have chosen Al-Qadsiya, which was a bit surprising for all of us, because we also that he will choose one of the let's call them big teams or PIF teams or big six teams. But no, he have chosen Al-Qadsiya. Now we know that, and he will obviously play an important role in their strategy and plans for the next season. So we are very interested. He is still not that very aged player, but he obviously told he's playing in Real Madrid, I don't know, 23 years long, since he's a child. And he mentioned that he don't want to play against Real Madrid, so he had to depart Europe. And what else? Obviously, there were not too many options apart from Saudi Arabia, right? Just imagine him in the MLS. So no, he is a serious player, and he have chosen the Saudi Pro League.
Russian.
Saudi League. Yeah, but maybe in the future he still can play against Real Madrid, maybe in the Super League.
depending on Alcacia's performance. I'm not that optimistic in terms of Alcacia, but yeah, theoretically you're right.
Yeah, and so the other sure transfers, I think Ittihad is the one PIF team which is very active on the transfer market, and not only on the level of players but on coaches as well. So they already signed Stefano Pioli, who just left AC Milan. I think he's a great signing. Sadly, Gallardo had to leave, but Pioli already proved himself in Milan. He already won the Serie A, led AC Milan to the semi-finals of the Champions League. So I think he will be a great signing for Ittihad. And they already started to sign new players. And who knows where is the end of that.
Yeah, I agree, and I love Nacho with all my heart, and I just simply love him. But still, I believe that Pioli is a much, but let's call it more important reinforcement to the Saudi Pro League, and the reason is that by this transfer we can see again that the Saudi Pro League not only signs players with good value and good abilities, but they also try to reinforce the club's infrastructure, the back office, the staff, the coaches, and all those elements which are really necessary for a long-term strategy. And whenever people, or let's call them haters, are comparing this to the whole Saudi story, for example, to the Chinese league, and when there were 1 or 2 years when many players, or not many, I don't know, 3 or 4 players departed to China, now we can see that what's the huge difference and why the Saudi plan and strategy is more and more serious.
Yeah, absolutely. It will be interesting because we already know that Ittihad is having a strong squad. So probably Benzema might get fresh motivation. I'm really looking forward to this season. Unfortunately, we still have to wait a little bit more for that. But one more story here, and then we move to the Euros, is that Ittihad was not wasting time, not only on the manager side, but they also signed a new player in Arthur Theatre, and he joined from French side Rennes, a young Belgian player. So another hit to the critics, to the haters, that it's not an aged player who has his best years behind him. It's quite the contrary.
Right? 24 years old, right?
So a player in his prime years, or even before that, let's say. So it seems the building continues, and probably we are looking forward to an even more interesting season than the last one. Roshan!
Saudi League.
But let's move to the Euros, I think. We will talk about the transfers later separately, as probably much more interesting transfers, and a lot more will happen in the next few weeks and months. Let's move to the Euros, because there are a lot of Saudi players playing out there, and as we could see, most of them successfully progressed to the knockout stages. So let's recap a little bit how the players spending their time and earning their money in the Saudi League have been doing so far.
Gyula, I would turn it around a little bit. Let's talk about the disappointments. What about your favorite ones, the Hilal players?
Well,
what a cool question.
Yeah, it's a good question, and also deserves mentioning. What I think is a real disappointment for me is that the Hilal players are not really playing a big part. Not only the fact that Serbia, represented by Mitrovic and Sergej Milinkovic-Savic, already relegated from the tournament, but the fact that neither Sergei Milinkovic-Savic nor Ruben Neves is playing a remarkable part in their teams. They are not making the starting lineup. Okay, Sergei made the starting lineup in the first match, but after that he was dropped. And I'm really surprised by this to some extent. I know that the Portugal squad is strong, but I miss Ruben Neves, who was one of the best midfielders last year in the Saudi Pro League. It's a bit disappointing, and one more point, also disappointing to see that Mitrovic, having a very fine goal-scoring run in the league, haven't scored a single goal. So not good from Hilal players.
Yeah, Portugal's squad is strong, that's true, but based on their actual performance, I could find arguments why Neves should be playing, I believe, or at least gathering more minutes on the field. Because I believe, even though they are really, really strong on paper, they're not performing that well. And obviously this also affects the star and the king of football there, Cristiano Ronaldo, who is not his best Euro ever. We can say that. So,
I think another disappointment is his performance to some extent.
Yeah, we can call them that way, right? Because he was performing well during the season in club level in Al Nassr in a strong league.
Just breaking the goal scoring record of the league, so we can say he had a good season.
Yeah, he had a good season, even in his terms. But obviously he does not get any younger. So at some point, and given his position in the team and how solid is that at the moment, and how obvious is that he plays as a center striker. I just wanted to say that none of the Portuguese players play that good in this current setup, and probably that's why I wanted to argue that some changes or refreshments can be tried. For example, playing Neves more. Obviously, no one wants to do such changes during a knockout stage.
Yeah, or just add one more striker next to Ronaldo.
Yes,
because in that case he would have more space next to the goal line. So that would be much easier for him as well, and also for the team.
Yeah, in the current stance, it's quite easy to defend against Portugal because you just double up on Ronaldo and just wait for the crosses and trying to avoid that he makes good headers on the goal. But that's all. So that's how you need to defend now currently against Portugal. That's the problem.
Because you don't need to defend against Bernardo Silva, so you can spare some men on that side, and of course you can use them against Ronaldo and maybe on the other side. So
So I agree that we can call the whole team and along with Ronaldo kind of disappointment, but currently it could be changed with some changes.
Obviously there is still a lot more to play for. So these are just the impressions from the group stages and the first round of the knockout stage. But so far, Al Nassr fans couldn't be happy either. I think Brozovic also relegated from the tournament. Maybe Laporte is doing well, we can say. He was not playing in the first match, but after that...
Yeah, but from that point, he's a solid starter in this Spanish team, which is one of the best, if not the best, during the tournament.
At the expense of Nacho, the newcomer.
Yeah.
They are already competing with each other, even without the new season starting.
Yeah. Well, let's move to the bright side, because there is a lot of good performances from the RSL players. And let me ask one question to you. Which one are you more impressed with, Demiral or Kante? A difficult question, I know.
Kante from my side, because everyone who didn't watch the RSL season, of course, thought that he will be a bust. Why is he even in the France squad? And Deschamps believed in him. He appointed him as a starter, and from the first match, he's the best Frenchman of the tournament. I think he was man of the match 2 times, but after that, for example, in the last match against the Netherlands, from my perspective, he was the best there as well, without any trophy. But who cares about that?
I agree.
So for me, Kante. Okay, Demiral is cool as well. Especially after that, he wasn't in the starting 11 of Turkey, but after that he fought for his place and earned it. And from that point, Turkey played much better, I think. And also, I don't think that I should praise him anymore because of his double against the Red Bull school. But yeah, Demiral is on my second place from the RSL players, and Kante is the first one for me.
Yeah, from my side, yeah, Kante is again showing us that why, let's quote myself, why he's a top midfielder. He's showing that. Obviously, we are following his career in the RSL, but as you mentioned, some of the population said that, okay, why is he playing? He's only playing in the RSL, etc. Yeah, and he shows off that why he's playing. I wouldn't be a hater nowadays, to be honest. So he's very cruel with the haters because he's just the best player of the French team, and he's consistent. I cannot tell that Demiral is that consistent, but it's true that since he's playing, Turkey is much better, and this individual performance of 2 goals is just that so unique and unexpected, even from my side and our side. I believe that for me, that puts Demiral on the first place and Kante on the second.
Yeah, one more positive word for Demiral is that his first match was the third group match against Czechia, which was a little bit, let's say, tense. 11 yellow cards were shown to the Turkey players, but Demiral was not among them. So it's also something to give credit for is his discipline, that he was among the very few Turkey players who was not booked on that occasion. And then in the knockout stage, he started with the brace. So, yeah. But still, I would say Kante is like an unsung hero because of his position in the team. Yeah, as a defensive midfielder, you are not expected to score, and let's say Demiral was not expected to score either as a defender. But for Kante, I think we can say that this French team was not very impressive so far, and they can thank a lot to Kante that they are still in the tournament, in my view. So yeah, it's a close matchup, but I would give Kante the heads up just to answer my own question.
Then the Saudi football fanatics voted as 2-1 to Kante.
Woohoo! And guys, what do you think about the players of the smaller teams of the RSL? For example, Kverkelia and altogether the great performance of Georgia. And also, I think we should certainly talk about the Romanian contingent from Damak, because there were some strong performances as well.
Well, would you have believed a few years ago that 2 Al-Ittihad players will be playing in the knockout stage of the Euros? Because that is what exactly happened. And sadly, none of them progressed, but it's the sign of the times.
No, I didn't even thought that before the Euros. So not just years ago, but I don't know, 3 weeks ago, I didn't think that they will reach the knockout stage. But thankfully, especially Stanciu, he was one of the best of the Romanian team. So not just Damak the whole year, but yeah.
Absolutely. The captain. Yeah, good to see. And as I said, it's the sign of the times. The big tournaments will have to learn the name of the Saudi teams, because it seems that the league is taking over.
Yeah, and the Georgian team obviously amazed probably everyone who loves football, and Kirkvelia was an important part of the team. Obviously not so, I don't know, colorful or shining like Kanti and Demiral, but still he played a very important role. So that's a very good news for him, for Georgian team, and for us Saudi football fanatics as well. But obviously we have to, remember that I believe no one believe that Romania will do that well, and for that good performance, Bursa and Stanciu contributed a lot, especially Stanciu, just like Mark said. So congratulations to both of them and for the Romanian team as well.
Yeah, they deserve it. And still there are a lot of RSL players going forward. So 8 teams are left. Just to summarize it, Spain is still there with Laporte and Nacho. The Portugal team we already talked about Ronaldo and Neves, and the Netherlands-Turkey match can also be interesting with Demiral continuing his good form is the great question.
And also
Wijnaldum.
Yeah. For me, I just marked him as questionable performer for me because mainly he was only a substitution. To be honest, I don't know why, because this midfield for the Netherlands is not the best on the tournament. Okay, I have a sure place for Xavi Simons, but the other ones, now that they missed De Jong because of injury and also Koopmeiners because of injury, I could certainly find a place for Gini.
Yeah, I have to agree.
Also, we shouldn't forget about that. There were many, but we were talking about Portugal. That what would have happened if instead of Bernardo Silva, for example, Otavio would be in the squad. So yeah, I'm missing him a bit, to be honest.
Yeah, one of our followers also had the question that where is Otavio? So yeah, a good question. We also raised it, and we also raise it now.
And we don't know the answer, so sorry.
Yeah, sorry about
He's somewhere in Riyadh, maybe, or watching the games from Lisbon or somewhere else.
Yeah, good guesses.
And also one more player, and we can finish after that. But what do you think of Carrasco? Because I just share my thoughts, and you can continue if you want. So on their first match, when they lost against Slovakia, if I recall it well, he wasn't played very well. Also, he was out of his position, I think, because in the RSL he mainly plays on the attacking side of the left flank, and now his role was to defend much more. And
he was basically a wing back.
Yeah, a wing back, and this is not his position, or at least now this is not his position. Maybe earlier, some years ago in Atletico Madrid, he was able to play that part, but now he wasn't. And after that, he was substituting and found himself on the bench on the next game. And after that, he was a substitution again. So I don't know. What do you think about Carrasco? I think it's a disappointment for him.
Yeah, it's hard to assess his performance, I believe, because the whole Belgian team, the golden generation, is again, I believe, was a disappointment. Not because they lost against France, but because of the style and the play, the quality of the play that they put on the field. They have put on the field, which was really not convincing. Again, which I believe is disappointment. I don't want to use any other words here, and therefore it's very difficult to just evaluate Carrasco's performance, who was taking part in this team. Obviously, we cannot say that he was a success story. He had a success story in this Euro, but as you very well summarized, he was in a very difficult position as well. So out of the position.
Yeah, I think that he wasn't utilized well, or wasn't utilized at all. You can choose as you like, but I don't want to comment more on this one. Well, then, if there are no more comments from you too, we wish good luck to the remaining 7 Russian Saudi League players in the quarterfinals. And we will keep track of the news and the events of the transfer window, the Euros, and so on and so forth, and come together soon to continue with much more interesting topics. Please keep following us. Thank you for your support, guys. We remain active mainly on Facebook and Instagram, but we will record more episodes soon as the summer progresses. Thank you for being here. Hope you enjoyed it. Cheers.